Do you ever wonder why some people glide through life completely untouchable while others with the same qualifications get trampled daily? Why one person speaks and the room falls silent, but another gets talked over mid-sentence like they're invisible? Why certain people's time gets respected like gold while yours gets treated like it's infinite and worthless? It's not charisma. It's not looks. It's not some mysterious alpha energy. There's a silent language being spoken in every interaction you have, and most people are fluent in the wrong dialect. They're accidentally broadcasting, "You can disrespect me," on repeat, then wondering why everyone takes them up on the offer. The difference isn't charisma, it's not confidence, assertiveness, or any of those buzzwords people throw around. It's something far more specific and far more learnable. These untouchable people have eliminated 4 invisible behaviors that most of us are performing right now without realizing it, and these behaviors are quietly destroying any chance we have at genuine respect. Let's start with the biggest one: emotional leakage. When someone disrespects you and you immediately react, defend yourself, explain why they're wrong, show visible frustration, you think you're standing up for yourself. You're not. You're actually handing them a remote control to your emotional state and watching them press buttons. Human psychology is ruthlessly simple in this regard. Whatever gets a reaction gets repeated. When you show someone they can affect you, you've just made yourself a target. It's not personal, it's pattern recognition. They've learned that pushing this button creates this result, so they keep pushing. The people nobody messes with have figured out a different response entirely. When disrespected, they pause. They observe the behavior like a scientist watching an experiment. Then they say something devastatingly simple. "That was disrespectful." No anger, no justification, no explanation of why it's wrong or how it made them feel. Just a calm observation followed by silence. This does something fascinating to the human brain. The person who disrespected you was prepared for war or surrender. When you give them neither, when you simply reflect back what they did without emotional charge, their entire script falls apart. That silence becomes unbearable. They feel exposed, they backpedal, and critically, they don't try it again because there's no payoff. But there's a second behavior most people get catastrophically wrong. They're too available. Constantly responsive, always accommodating, perpetually rearranging their lives to fit everyone else's schedule. They think this makes them valuable. It does the opposite. Value in human interaction follows the same rules as economics. Scarcity creates demand. Abundance destroys it. When you respond to every text in 90 seconds, when you answer every call immediately, when you say yes without checking your calendar first, you're not being helpful. You're broadcasting that your time has no competing priorities, that nothing you're doing matters enough to protect. Look at anyone genuinely respected in their field. They make people wait, not because they're rude, but because their time is allocated to things that matter, and reallocating it requires consideration. When they're asked for something, they say, "Let me check and get back to you," because they operate on their own timeline, not everyone else's. This isn't playing hard to get, it's treating your own time like it actually has value. Most people do the opposite. They give themselves away completely, then wonder why nobody treats their time with respect. Your time will never be more valuable to others than it is to you. If you treat it as disposable, so will everyone else. The third pattern is perhaps the most painful: accepting disrespect silently. Someone cancels plans at the last minute for the 3rd time. You say, "No problem," while dying inside. A colleague takes credit for your work in a meeting. You stay quiet to avoid conflict. A family member makes cutting remarks about your life choices. You laugh it off to keep things comfortable. This isn't kindness, it's training. Every instance of disrespect you absorb without consequence is a lesson you're teaching. You can do this to me and nothing will happen. And they learn that lesson well. The people who command respect understand that boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. When someone crosses a line, they address it immediately and factually. This is the 3rd cancellation. I'm not available for plans that aren't reliable. I worked on that project and I'd like credit for it. Comments like that don't work for me. No aggression, no emotional plea, just clear information about what is and isn't acceptable. Some people adjust, some people leave. Both outcomes are victories because you've stopped participating in your own disrespect. But here's the deepest layer nobody wants to acknowledge. Most people are constantly auditioning for respect. They defend every choice, justify every decision, build elaborate cases for why they deserve to be taken seriously. And that desperate energy, that need to prove worthiness, is precisely what convinces everyone watching that they're not worthy. People who command effortless respect have stopped performing. They state their position and move forward. "I'm confident in this approach" requires no supporting evidence. "This is my decision" needs no justification. They've internalized something most people never learn. Your worth is not up for debate. When you stop treating it like a question, others stop questioning it. The formula is devastatingly simple. Stop rewarding disrespect with reactions. Stop giving your time away like it's infinite. Stop tolerating behavior that violates your boundaries. Stop defending your right to exist with dignity. What's left is the real you. Unshakable, clear, immovable. In that version nobody messes with. Not because they're afraid, but because there's simply nothing to exploit. No buttons to push, no boundaries to test. Just solid ground where you stand. The question isn't whether people will respect you. The question is whether you'll finally stop teaching them not to.